Hey, I'm Brody Brazil, and welcome to Teal Town After Dark.
Thanks so much, Brody. Good evening, everyone. It is January 8th, 2019. The CFL season might be over, but Edmonton just allowed another touchdown and an extra point. The Oilers lose to the Sharks 7-2. Oh my goodness, what a game this one turned out to be, folks. Welcome to Teal Town After Dark. This is your live and interactive Sharks postgame show. Yes, I have sound effects now. Joining me tonight is Mr. Alex Martinet. How are you, good sir?
Very good, very good. Camera stopped working, so I'm going to pull a hockey jerk and not reveal my face for one episode.
We will let that slide one time, but glad to have you on. We might be joined by others later on in the show, but of course, you are a part of this show. So to be a part of the show, there are multiple ways to interact with us, chat with us, and fellow Sharks fans, and everybody from hockey world, because this goes out worldwide, of course. Join us in the YouTube chat on the page or the app. You can also hit us on the hashtag TealTownUSA or just at us at TealTownUSA. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and YouTube. We already got a bunch of chatters in tonight. We're looking at 32 so far. We want to thank the 1,120 subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. That'll notify you when we go on the air, when we do a show. And there might be a special one coming tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But in the chat, I saw earlier, like Sleepy Mofo's, like this will be the curse of the team because they score. Sharks score 7 tonight. They then can't score the next game. The curse of this team.
I hope that's not the case.
Right?
I'll actually be in Vegas on Thursday for that.
Are you going to the game?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, might have to have you check in, but before then, let's talk about this game as the Sharks finish off the homestand as they do a rare back-to-back home stretch with the Edmonton Oilers, hoping to make it a perfect sweep on the New Year homestand. So things got started off going on at 6:37. Evander Kane gets his 15th of the season from Tomas Hertl and Erik Karlsson. For Kane, it's a 6-game point streak. For Karlsson, it's the 14th game that he appeared in getting a point. And granted, technically, Kane technically didn't shoot the puck into the net either.
Right place, right time. But Kane, Donskoi, Burns, that whole line has been on fire since the new year. There's not much to say. I mean, 14 straight points is pretty good.
And the throw-in Hertl for that matter too. So yeah. It's just been something else. It deflected off of Caleb Jones, I think is what I have on in the stat sheet. Yep. And the PDO for the Sharks was very high on this game tonight. At 12:57, Sorensen gets hooked down. The referee, and we tweeted out on the Teal Town USA Twitter, so make sure you follow us there. Gave it like a straight on. That's a penalty shot. It was crazy. It's like, and I tweeted out, and I think it was like, this guy wants to go after the All-Star refereeing job and take on Wes McCauley for it. So I was like, dang, all right, let's do that, hockey. But nonetheless,
what was so great about it is he was trying to avoid the player, and he made it more dramatic by doing that.
Right. Exactly. So Sorensen gets the penalty shot. He skates on in, goes underneath the glove side, or sorry, stick side, beats Talbot, makes it 2-0. Nice 7-hole goal for Sorensen to get his 8th on the year.
I think that's the second penalty shot the Sharks have scored on this year. I think it was the second or third. It's pretty close, but there's really not much to say on that. But Scoreson has been a pretty decent villain on the third and fourth lines. It's just ice time wise, he hasn't been getting a lot.
That top nine, and they've kind of spread it around, which is kind of a good thing, especially since he's skating with the Joes. Uh, Definitely looks promising, and to have that extra winger that they've been up with Donskoi. I think Hurdle was up there for the 2016 Cup final run. I mean, Sorensen has found a spot, and to have the the diversity of scoring all over is really nice for the Sharks right now.
Deal. I was gonna say LeBanc, but no, that's not the case. But Timo, Hurdle, uh, yeah. But honestly, like the past 3 games, there's been close to 15 goals. Power play is still kind of an issue, but um, I don't think that's something that's ever really going to get fixed. I am starting to get worried about the penalty kill, though. Tonight, in the second, we're still talking about the first, but it looked like in the second, it was kind of shaky.
Yeah, a little bit. Although, right after Sorensen gets the goal, he takes a penalty for hooking, and then after Dell denies McDavid on a backdoor shot on the Edmonton power play at 14:35, Chason gets a tap in. He was all alone, a little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He gets his 17th on the season. McDavid gets an assist for McDavid. 3 games against the Sharks, 3 goals, 3 assists. I mean, uh, one of those ones where you wish Dell had it, but he kind of got hung out to dry on the defense tonight.
Well, yeah, both goals, but
Mhm.
um, maybe his rebound control could have been better on the first, but there's really not much. I don't think he could have done much on that. Um, Edmonton had a bunch of chances in the second period to make this a 4-4 or even a 3-3 game. There was 2 posts. There was things that could have swung the other direction. Um, I thought Edmonton played decent, but the game just got out of hand.
Right. And then, but then it started getting out of hand because the Sharks responded back. And I think this is one of the things that past Sharks teams have kind of regretted a little bit, where they've had that one goal that Edmonton or whoever the opponent was scores on them, and then it's like, oh no, here we go. However, that didn't happen at 15:24, just about 49 seconds before, or 49 seconds after Chason gets the power play goal for Edmonton. Joonas Donskoi with what I call a rocket backhander with a nice little move. Beats Talbot for his 12th of the season, 3-1 Sharks. Chris Russell, don't try starfishing. It doesn't work except from Burns on occasion.
There are some usually get a Norris Trophy out of it, but most of the time, no.
Right. Heat and Goodrow with the assists on that one. So it's nice to there you go again, getting some more different some more players on the score sheet there. And that would lead us to the end of the first period. The shots there 12-7 in favor of the Sharks. The face-offs, the Sharks dominated face-off circle, Alex, 65-35. I thought it was a great start to a nice game all around, but a great first 20 minutes there.
I've been trying to split up McDavid and Draisaitl, just to give the team at least some more depth, but Edmonton doesn't have a lot of talent, and they don't have a lot of speed or talent to just go along with McDavid. I'm not too sure what you do with that team because you have all those contracts to pay out for the next 4 years. Edmonton's a really bad team, and they need a reboot. But man, there's really not a lot of depth with the Oilers right now.
It's a concern because what do? Do you have to retool the team? I mean, you still have some bad contracts in there, like Lucic, who we'll talk about later in the recap. I mean, It's like, geez, what on earth? Um, but in the chat, uh, you know, Chris saying the Sharks need to cash the easy wins where they can, so no complaints here. Yeah, I agree. Sleepy Mofo saying all hail the Steve Spot era. Yeah, didn't mention it. Didn't mention it. Peter DeBoer fell ill tonight. This morning. Wasn't there for the morning, or I believe he was there briefly for the morning skate. But Spot took his side for the media conference after the morning skate, and he ran the team tonight. So that was a interesting spot. But yes, Steve Spot 1-0 going tonight.
Retire when you're still ahead. You have the highest winning percentage of any San Jose Sharks coach.
Exactly. You're tied with the duo that was Doug Wilson and Cap Raider, as they were in between Sutter and Ron Wilson. Going back into the chat, Beach Boys fan forever. I think Jumbo should stay on the third or fourth line. Personally, he plays better down there. Honestly, Al, I don't know which line is the first line, really. I mean, is it Kane, Hurdle, and is it Meyer and Radil and Couture? Is it the two Joes and Sorensen? It's one of those.
I think the first line during the playoffs will probably be something like Couture, Timo, and then LeBanc. It kind of just depends on who they match up against, but two lines of really great offense. It's just the third and fourth lines. Where's it going to come to? And I can see Joe Thornton placed in the third line, but PDB likes to have his veterans in the first and second line. So it really does depend on what the matchup is. And we're talking about playoffs in January. Yes.
If the playoff, no, we're not going to. No, we're not going to do that. No. Fomoko also says I'll be in Vegas Thursday night for the game. Honestly, that barn kind of sucks for hockey. Interesting. We'll see.
Really? I've heard nothing but positives.
Yeah, same here. NHL Trump, and I'll do it in the Trump voice. Sharks are following the Vegas model last year with 3 second lines. And Kenny Stahura is kind of makes my point. At this point, I think all the lines are 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B.
If you score 15 goals in the past 3 games, that's pretty cool. But I just worry that the hot streak is starting in January, not in April or May.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and that's a concern. They are getting hot, and they kind of have to with the way that Calgary and Vegas have been rolling lately. I think Vegas won their 7th in a row tonight. So,
yeah, this is the first time in a long time where you look at the standings and there's actual distance between, the Anaheim, the Sharks. There's a 10-point gap now.
Exactly, and that's unbelievable. And up until yesterday, Anaheim, who had lost 8 in a row, was still holding down a wild card spot, which is crazy.
But it was expected with Anaheim, though. I think they played way over their talent gap and who they had on the roster, because frankly, it was a rough first couple months.
Right. And Corey Perry's still out, so
I think he's on the IR. I think he's out for the year.
Yeah.
Same. I think Getzlaf is out for a little while, though.
Oh goodness, jeez, they're and Gibson. You can't rely on Gibson forever. But I digress. We will move on to the second period. Sleepy Mofo, 5-6 years until McDavid leaves Edmonton to San Jose. Yes, that'd be awesome, but wishful thinking at the moment.
He'll get traded to Los Angeles for a king's ransom.
Yes, there you go. It'll be the Gretzky trade all over again. Second period now, 2:41 in. Joachim Ryan takes a puck over glass penalty. Unfortunately for Edmonton, at 3:53, they get caught for what Shalana corrected me on Twitter as hella dudes on frozen pond. In other words, too many men on the ice. So, that led to a brief power play for the Sharks, but nothing came off of there. However, at 6:32, Evander Kane again doesn't shoot the puck, but gets the puck deflected off of a skate, this time his own, to land his second goal of the game from Burns and Timo Meyer. They briefly reviewed it. No distinct kicking motion there. The Oilers were upset, and I kind of think they have a little bit of a point here.
Both times too. The one in the first period and the one in the second period. I don't know what a distinct kicking motion is, and then intentionally directing it with your skate. I don't know what the difference is. Like, I get that there's initiative to put more offense in the game, but they should just probably outline those rules a lot more clear.
Yeah, they changed it up a couple of years ago where something like what happened with Kane tonight would not be allowed. I think it's literally now more of a soccer style kick that's gonna get you the no goal.
No goal, yeah.
So it'll be interesting there. Skylar saying, "Don't you dare put McDavid in LA, Alex."
Dude, in 4 years, the LA Kings are going to be the AARP of the National Hockey League. So we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. And Josh D's saying in the chat there, first period was often Oilers D, and you can turn your skate, but you just can't push it forward. Yeah. No, I completely agree. And just another Randy G, dude, it's the NHL. What's a kick? What's goalie interference? What the hell is ice? Hell, what the hell is a suspension? Right? Come on now.
Let's not talk about suspensions.
Yeah, no. So that made it 4-1 for Kane, his 16th of the season, his second goal of the game. Later on, 10-18, a rare sighting, and Randy kind of put it on blast tonight. Milan Lucic with his second goal of the season, his first on North American soil. Remember, the Oilers started the season in Europe, and he scored there, but he hasn't scored since. So Lucic with his second, Nugent Hopkins and Puljujarvi get help him there. So
I think I might have Lucic on my fantasy hockey team. Oh my god,
that's you so haven't bad. Dropped him yet?
Oh. All right, I know what I'm doing after this.
and before then, after the Kane goal, they tried to get Koskinen out there to replace Talbot, but I guess they couldn't find he couldn't find like all of his equipment, so therefore,
or there wasn't enough room for Talbot, or
he was sitting in the tunnel where the Oilers exit off because there's not enough room on the bench for him. But the thing is that there was, they couldn't get it, so they had to close it up. He wasn't ready yet. Talbot stayed in there. I think they had like a TV timeout afterwards, and then Koskinen came in. However, that wouldn't matter. Just a minute after Lucic would score, all of a sudden Logan Couture, was playing the puck and in a battle with McDavid, and Couture gets called for hooking McDavid, to which Couture literally said, "No way! No way!" Which I thought was great. And the GIF is on at Teal USA on Twitter there. It's like, no way. But you know what?
It was definitely not hooking, but if you want to look by the textbook of it, sure. But it was more just a retaliation call on what Oilers been calling bad calls on McDavid, or the lack of calls on McDavid. So I think that was one they were giving the Oilers, and it was a kind of a decent game at that point. It was still 3-1, 4-2.
It was 4-2 at the time. So that came in where, if Edmonton gets scores on that power play, it's 4-3. We got a brand new hockey game.
Yeah.
Well, but like a lot of people are saying in the chat, it's hooking.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, the Oilers had 2 chances, and they had really up close in the net, but 2 posts. And I think that was probably what set the game apart. we could be looking at a totally different game if instead of the post, it goes straight in and it's a 3-3 game at the end of the second.
Yeah, no, exactly. Checking in now, as he flew home from the Shark Tank, it is Mr. Kevin Lacy. Mr. Lacy, how are you, good sir?
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was like, stall. I'm trying to get set up.
Which one, Mark, Jordan, or Eric?
Jared, actually, the fourth one.
Gotcha.
Or Gunnerstall from the Mighty Ducks. I go Eastland. Anyway, thanks Hangouts for delaying me 5 minutes, but I'm here. I'm at Kevin Lacy 22. What an awesome game to be at tonight, guys. I was trying to jump on when you were talking about Evander Kane's goal real quick. I want to jump right on this. Did they talk about the mishap with the goaltending switch?
Yes. We just talked about that.
Okay.
Koskinen wasn't quite ready yet, and they said, no, you're taking too long. We got to go.
Okay, I guess because I certainly noticed it in the building, but I wasn't sure if they actually covered it on the broadcast. So I wanted to put it out there. So I'm glad you guys mentioned it because it was hilarious. And Koskinen's stumbling, like put his blocker on the wrong hand. I mean, he's just a complete hot mess. And the ref's like, no, you know what? I'm done with you. You're going to stay right there. Go in your corner or something. I don't know. It was awesome. So.
Rob Hyman saying, we'll see if the Oilers call up Al Montoya tomorrow.
How was the attendance?
Paltry. I know that the Ducks game was a sellout, and the Lightning game I heard was also a great crowd, but unfortunately tonight there were a few empty seats. It filled out over the course of the night, but then by the third period there were a lot of empty seats. So probably about 16 and a half tonight. So yeah, it was just okay.
Was there any Oilers fans, traveling to the game, or?
There weren't too many Oilers fans, but I will say though, second intermission, I'm wandering around the concourse and there's like a lone Oilers fan who looks like Barclay Goodrow kicked his dog, because he just was not having a good night. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel bad for you in your ugly orange jersey.
Oh, and those orange ones are not pretty.
Yeah. And I like orange jerseys, but not that one.
The tide of NHL jerseys.
The tide. Good call, Al.
Wow. We'll go with the Flyers and the Ducks jerseys next year.
If you couldn't tell, I did a little bit of screaming tonight at the game. Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah, so I might be a little raspier than usual, but thanks for letting me hijack your show. Carry on.
No, you're good. We were just finishing off the second period here, as we were talking about the hooking that Couture did on McDavid, and then not even once that power play was over, Russell goes in for holding Sorensen, which eventually leads to Brent Burns going, and since there's nobody to mute me tonight, top shelf where mama hides the cookies. Burnsy gets his 8th of the season. Karlsson and Meyer get the assists on the goal. I guess they quickly reviewed it just to make sure because it popped in and out so quickly.
Yeah.
That was go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, what was the reaction when the horn didn't sound for 14 minutes?
Yeah, that's where I was going with this. Yeah. So, Twitter, by the way, you guys were on fire on this. You guys sent me a lot of great tweets about the no goal horn there. Everyone in the building except for the sound and motion guy and the goal horn guy knew that puck was in the net. And and it was crazy because, a lot of times the fans will jump up on something that wasn't a goal. And, the sound, the audio guys really need to play to the red light going on and not the crowd. The red light immediately on. Everyone on their feet celebrating waiting for the horn. And there was no die-off as if like, wait, did it actually go in? Maybe let's wait for the official. Everyone in the crowd knew that puck was in the net and was celebrating as if there was a goal song playing.
Did the light not come on at
No,
first?
the light turned on right away.
So everybody knew it. The ref pointed to the.
I don't remember if the ref pointed at the net. That's the only
Gotcha.
thing. But the light absolutely turned on.
Huh.
I don't think the ref pointed at the net, and that's probably why there was a delay.
Could be.
Yeah, and they usually go with the. If I'm not mistaken, I think Brody actually talked to the guy who hits the button,
Okay.
and Skylar saying, and Marty as well, saying the ref called off the goal right away, and then they went yes, and that's why there was a delay.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
there you go.
But yeah, it was to answer your question, Alex. Yeah, it was just this weird vibe where there was no die off, waiting. Like everyone was like, that's in the net and we will celebrate, damn it.
Yeah. We will celebrate and they will not like it.
Yeah, it was great.
Hell of a shot by Burns.
Oh, that was pretty. That was pretty.
Awesome.
So he gets his 8th of the season. That finishes off the second period. 5-2 Sharks after 2 shots, 23-17 in favor of San Jose. San Jose still dominating the faceoff circle. They're 58-42. Both teams were 1 for 3 at the power play. In the chat, 21 Pucks saying no fights on the ice, but there were some fights in the stands. That's
Whoa, where was that? I didn't
Yeah.
see that. Of course,
Where
then
was-
again, all the seats were empty around me by the end of the game. So
yeah, and they had, and I think Vince G mentioned it earlier in the chat. There was a savage shot by the cameraman as the Sharks scored. I think it was the 7th goal.
Yeah.
They saw 2 fans just quickly get up and exit right out. It's like, wow. Section 123, and Tom Massey even saying Lower Bowl had a fight. So
that was exactly across from me, so I wouldn't have been able to see that.
Let there be a fight.
yeah. Well, the Oilers didn't have a fighting chance at going into the third period. At least I say.
Well, I'm gonna set up this 6th goal here for you. In the moment, I was like, to start the third, I was thinking, oh man, Edmonton's gonna start out really physically up. Here comes Lucic, here comes Brodziak, just throwing things down, Cassie and whatnot. Sharks really need to score right here. Score! Well, there you go.
It's amazing how that works, right?
Yeah, I literally, the words came out of my mouth, and then Erik.
And then Joe Thornton literally passed the puck to the net because he wasn't really passing it to. He was trying to pass it over to the other side. That didn't happen. It deflected off of Adam Larson, the guy that was traded for
Ghost
Taylor
of
Hart.
Jonathan Chichu put it in.
That's right. And he would have celebrated like it was his first NHL goal. The assists go to Lukasz Real Radil, and of course, Dilly. He gets it. So that made it 6-2, just a minute 4 into the third. And then to finish off the scoring at 10:44, Donskoi gets his 2nd of the game, his 13th of the season from Kane and Karlsson. Donskoi, his second 2-goal game in the last 5 games. So apparently getting engaged to a 49ers cheerleader does great things to your confidence.
He's scoring more than the actual 49ers at the moment.
Hey-oh! Oh, wait. Hang on. Wait,
do you have an Ed McMahon soundbite?
No, but I do have.
Come on.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, that was worth it.
All right. Hey,
No.
I just got the attachment for all the tools today. I'm getting used to it, so bear with me on the.
This is probably Donskoi's easiest goal of the season. It was mostly set up by by Kane.
Yeah.
Screen, or even, I think like he was shoving people in front of the net. So
Kane was a beast. Like he did great tonight. I mean, everyone did great tonight for the Sharks, but yeah, Evander Kane was just a wrecking ball out there. And what do you have? 4 points?
3, I think.
I think it was 3
points. All right.
I'll pull it up while you guys.
I think Karlsson had 3 also.
Yeah, Karlsson has back-to-back 3 assist games now. So yeah, and he got one hell of a rousing applause there as the number 1 star. Like, usually when they announce the stars, everyone's excited, whatnot. But I mean, like, for
way to keep
the
doing.
What was that?
If you're gonna play it, you got to play it all the way.
Yeah, you got to finish it off.
All right. Well, I'm just saying for Erik Karlsson.
Way to keep doing whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep doing whatever it is you're doing, Buckeye.
Thank you. Sorry. Go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Well, like Erik Karlsson said in last night's post-game interview, he can't score anymore, so you might as well just set up every other goal that you possibly can.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, like, the crowd, for there only probably being about 6,000 or 7,000 people by the time the game was over. Thunderous applause or I guess you could say a Barracuda applause. With the number of people. But no, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it was like a very loud 6,000 people strong, just cheering their asses off for Erik Karlsson as number 1 star, like in complete appreciation of what he's been doing. That's 25 points in the last 14 games or 7. I don't know. Something absurd.
You got it right. There's 25 points in his last 14 games.
Crazy.
Since the Ottawa game.
Wow. Well, Ottawa's up Saturday, so I hope that's not the end of it.
Right. Just to go over some of the stats I have. So Karlsson becomes the 5th defenseman in NHL history to have at least a point in 14 straight appearances, not 14 straight games, because he got that suspension in there. Donskoi has a goal in 6 of the last 7 games. They are now 13-3-2 since that Ottawa game. And we mentioned EK65 with 25 points in his last 14 games. Evander Kane, 17 points in his last, or I'm sorry, I think that might be 18 points in his last 16 games with that last assist there.
That's a pretty impressive stat. Because I know Evander Kane there was getting a little bit of flack for kind of slowing down and kind of getting back in his Kane mannerisms where he takes a few games off and then, the multi-point effort tonight helped, and I think he's had a couple others recently, but still a point per game pace. Got to be happy with that.
I would be.
Kevin LeBanc would be.
I was kind of impressed with Ryan's play tonight. I know he's filling in for Braun, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets more ice time once Braun comes back.
It'll be interesting to see how this team is going right now, what changes they do make for Thursday night in Vegas. Because there's been some speculation that maybe Vlasic and Braun might return for that game, but
isn't Braun still on the IR, so he would still miss that game? He missed 3 games, right? Maybe it's a week of IR.
It's 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah. So I believe he's eligible to return for the Vegas game. In fact, I think Brody mentioned that on the pregame.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember who it was in the chat on either I think it was Saturday's game against Tampa Bay. And for those of you who didn't catch the chat or After Dark, please subscribe and go back and watch previous episodes.
Please do it.
But I think it was someone in the chat. It might have even been you, Alex, who said this faster lineup against a team like Tampa, where you're matching and even excelling past their speed, might be a threat finally against Vegas. If whoever said that might be onto something, I wouldn't mind trying this exact same lineup, especially considering the Sharks are rolling, and seeing if that is the key. I mean, I do think speed is the key against Vegas, but maybe just keep Vlasic and Braun out.
I remember making a similar comment, but I don't think that speed's going to be able to. You have to match, the size of Vegas, and then build off from there.
Okay.
I don't think you can do that. I mean, let's put it this way: I don't think the Sharks have enough speed to make a factor in it.
I'm with you there, Eric. How do you feel? I agree with you there, but I mean, we've already tried a bunch of different things and nothing seems to be working.
I think when it comes to, well, go ahead.
It's a toss up for me, to be honest.
I think when you look at the Lightning game, it looked like Jones was much more composed and they were able to clear pucks in front of the net. And if that's going to be the factor for what the Sharks do down the road, it wouldn't surprise me if they put Ryan and, see if they can do something else. But I don't know what you do about Braun, because Braun is definitely taking a step back. Vlasic is definitely taking a step back, but you don't want to ever. I don't think you would ever put Vlasic in the box.
Yeah.
No. I think right now the Sharks, where they're at in the standings, obviously you want to catch Vegas if possible here and Calgary, but I do feel like they are afforded time with Vlasic and Braun, given where they're at in the season, how the team is going right now. I don't think there's an urgency to get these guys back in.
Oh, and that's a good thing. Let them get completely healthy.
Exactly.
And get them ready, because they're going to be needed with heavy minutes on the night tonight, or down the road, hopefully till June. Speaking of time on ice, everybody got at least nearly 15 minutes. Joachim Ryan played 14:50, Tim Heed 15:31. Brent Burns was 25:17, Erik Karlsson 23:45. So that heavy amount that we saw for Tampa, we didn't see it too much tonight. I mean, Brendan Dillon nearly 21 minutes, Shimmick with about a little over 20. So that's good to kind of have that balance. I mean, yeah, Ryan and he got about 15, but that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not 30 for Burns and Karlsson, and when it's the third game in 4 nights, and they're going to have 4 and 6. It's nice to see those ice times come down, and the play did not drop off. So
I still think it would have been the same rotation if the score was 2-1 entering the third, but since the score was 5-2, I think they were able to sit a lot like Burns, Karlsson, and play Ryan a lot more than they needed to.
And you make a good point there. What was that, Kevin?
Well, it was me coughing.
I'm sorry.
What is a cough?
What I do want to, since you did mention Joachim Ryan looked good, and I do think he's looked better. I think he's making a statement saying, "Hey, I dare you to scratch me again." And another thing that hasn't been talked about the last couple of games is that Joachim Ryan and Tim Heed are finally together as a pair for the first time in the NHL. And it's still a dangerous pair to have, 2 undersized defensemen out there together, but 2 guys who legitimately played an entire year together with no other pair combinations for the Barracuda 2 years ago. It was Ryan and Heed, not Ryan and sometimes Heed, or Heed, right. And so they're familiar. They've looked great together as far as I'm concerned. So I like that Peter DeBoer finally went with the a knowledgeable and time-tested pair that they are. Maybe not NHL tested, but hey, you gotta try it and see if it works. So far it has.
Yeah, definitely. Cheryl saying reuniting, it feels so good. Yes. Rob Iman saying after tonight's game, I think a trade for a goaltender has come much less imminent. Dell played with confidence with the faster lineup tonight. Jones, I thought, played well in the last 2 games. I thought as well.
Yeah, especially against the Lightning.
You know,
Yeah, Rob,
AJ
good call. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm
Good
sorry.
call on Dell. I thought Dell was outstanding. He didn't have to do anything in the third period, but he made some big saves there when the game was still somewhat close. So,
Vince G essentially kind of mentioning this in the chat. Middleton can, of course, be sent back down to the Barracuda to activate Braun off of IR, but I agree. Let this lineup roll a bit. And one timer saying the same thing. AJ saying, and good evening, AJ. Hope you had fun tonight. So EK and BB play 30 minutes each against Vegas.
Probably more.
oof. I do think they'll play 30 minutes more. Ooh.
I think if the way things are going to be going, it's going to be a 1-1 or 1-2 game, and entering the third. So it wouldn't surprise me if Thursday's game goes into overtime.
I'll take that. That's better than losing 6-1.
Yeah, and you get a point out of it if it does go into overtime. I don't think they'll mind that for sure. So overall shots 36-22 in favor of San Jose. Faceoffs, the Sharks dominated again 60-40. Both teams were 1 for 3 on the power play. Both teams each had 3 penalties. Those were ended up the power plays. They didn't get any, as I think Rocket would call it, shenaniganery. It hits 22-19 in favor of Edmonton, but the important one, Sharks win 7-2. So with that, guys, is it time?
It's time.
It's time.
It's time for you to use that soundboard.
It's time for you to subscribe to Teal Town USA.
Rap, 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 rap it up.
What just happened?
I don't know. I can't hear it, so it's banking on what you guys are reacting to. Nonetheless, it is time.
It worked. It
worked. Okay, cool. It's time for the NHL wrap around. There were plenty of games on the docket tonight in Boston. Bruins 4, Wild nothing. Heinen, Martian, DeBrusk, and Bergeron your goal scorers as Rask gets the shutout against Boston.
Against Boston?
I mean, against Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Oh, Boston to Minnesota? That'll work.
Oh, dang it. Why did I not have the rim shot set up? Oh, well. In Buffalo, still, of course, of all times for Pominville to score, he doesn't score tonight. But the Sabres scored 5 in the second period to beat the Devils 5-1. Carter Hutton with the win for Buffalo. On Long Island, Hurricanes 4, Islanders 3. Brock Nelson, Taves, and Nelson get the goals for the Islanders. Slavin gets the game-winning goal for the Hurricanes as the Hurricanes Curtis McElhaney this bitch 4-3 the final there.
I don't think that's a thing.
That was for you, Drew Weber. In Pittsburgh, Penguins 5, Panthers 1. Brian Rust with 2 goals. Sidney Crosby gets his 20th. Murray with the win. Luongo with the loss.
And I think the Panthers had 2 goals disallowed in that game, so they just were fighting it the whole time.
You know, that extra luck that the Sharks had tonight, they kind of borrowed it from the Panthers in that case. Caps 5, Flyers 3. TJ Oshie with 2 goals on the night. Copley with the win. Matt McKenna, who I think is on his 18th team in the last 2 weeks, gets the loss for the Flyers. In fact, McKenna becomes the 7th goaltender used by the Flyers this season. That is an NHL record now.
No, even more than Vegas last year?
Apparently, yes. Yeah. Vegas, I think, used just 6. So in Detroit, Red Wings lose 3-2 over Montreal. Athanasiou has 2 goals. Petrie gets the game-winning goal 19 seconds into the third. The winner, former Shark and Vezina candidate, Antti Niemi.
You heard that first.
So 2 former Sharks got wins tonight.
Yeah. Yep. In Tampa, the Battle of the Skis. Vasilevsky versus Bobrovsky, and Vasilevsky gets a 4-0 win over the Neon Buggers. Braden Point with 2 goals, making his pitch to be the last man in for the Atlantic Division All-Stars. In St. Louis, the Blues lose 3-1 to the Dallas Stars. Sagan with 2 goals, with Ben Bishop getting the win in Dallas.
Boo.
In Winnipeg, Jets 7, Avalanche 4, Perreault, Connor, Wheeler, Little, Kopp, Scheifele, and Trouba all getting goals for the Jets. Landeskog gets his 26th and 27th in the season, but in a losing effort.
I was, if I could just interject real quick, I was surprised that game ended up 7-4 because the Jets walloped the Avalanche. It was almost like the last time the Sharks and Oilers played, where it was 7-4, but it wasn't really 7-4. The Avalanche just were completely decimated in the second period by the Jets in every way.
Yeah, I'm really curious, like, what's going on with Colorado, because they have a lot of talent. It's just, there's something happening over there.
And they were on such a good run too early on.
What stupid son of a bitch gave Erik a soundboard?
Welcome, AJ.
Oh boy. And finally, the Knights beat the Rangers 4-2. Eakin, Puri, Marchessault, and post-Teal syndrome for Ryan Carpenter. He gets his 3rd of the season there. That is your NHL wraparound.
Reach around.
That's the real reason why AJ came on.
That's probably why. The standings look like this. Calgary still in first place with 58 points. They now have 2 games on hand on Vegas, who are also at 58 points. The Sharks have played 45 games, so Calgary has a game in hand on San Jose, who are at 57. And like the guys mentioned before, the Sharks have now opened up a 12-point lead on 4th place Anaheim in the Pacific Division.
And the Sharks, don't the Sharks have more points than every team in the Central now?
Yes, they do. So that when people were saying, "Oh, the Pacific Division is just the worst division in hockey,"
right?
Yeah. Calgary 58, Vegas 58, San Jose 57. Suck it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And the Avalanche, who we just said, what's going wrong with them? They're still 3rd place in the Central, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they have been leapfrogged by Dallas.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Colorado has the first wild card at 48, and Minnesota's at 45 right now. So Anaheim, while they're on the outside looking in, they are technically tied with points for Minnesota for the last wild card. So,
yeah, and Vancouver is like right behind them. So,
did somebody say Vancouver?
Yeah.
Oh, you set him up.
Yep. Alex, you are awesome. Thank you. Anywho, AJ, you were at the game tonight as well, along with Kevin. How was it tonight?
Great until somebody said Vancouver.
There we go with the press, AJ.
I was about to say, AJ's reacting like that Oilers fan I saw on the concourse. Oh.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I really wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I was saying, how was the game from your vantage point tonight?
Oh, no, it was good. I really appreciate that the SAP Center has decided to update their seats after 25 years. So the seat that I was sitting in was very cush, very comfy. Other than that, there was a particular blue coat that needed to, I don't know, maybe get something to eat or something to mellow her out. She was very crazy. I saw a nice fight with about 4 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, I heard in 123. Someone was mentioning that in the chat.
Yeah, right around that area. And I hate to say it, but I got to call it out what it is. It was after the Sharks' 6th goal, if I remember correctly. And no, it might have been the last goal from the Sharks, but either way, was like 4 minutes left. I don't have the score sheet in front of me, but either way, it was about 4 minutes left or so. It was towards the end of the third, and all of a sudden there was these 3 Oiler fans all decked out in Oilers jerseys, maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 rows from the glass, who decided to stand up, have their buddy take a photo of them with the ice behind them. So they stand up, turn around, and all of them throw up the bird.
And that was during play?
This was during play. And so at least 1 or 2 Sharks fans said, something along the lines of, hey, sit the hell down. If you're going to be a douche, at least do it, between whistles. And then that started everything. And all of a sudden, fists were being thrown, and there you go. But I expect better from Oilers fans. They were clearly the instigators in that, but hey, it is what it is. In fact, I have some of it on video. So hey, AJ_strong on Twitter if you want to see it. But I'll post it.
Shameless self-promotion is my thing, AJ. Come on.
Yeah. I'll post it on the Teal Town USA. Dude, you better dump that freaking graphic, dude. Just dump it right now, dude. Just get out. Pull the ripcord. So yeah, that was pretty much it for that. Aside from that, dude, I got to be honest, dude. I'm driving on the way home listening to this Dog and Pony show, and I'm getting irritated.
Why?
I'm getting irritated because you guys are I don't know what the hell you're talking about with defensemen earlier, but I was getting all sorts of agitated. I'm like,
why?
Yeah. Okay. Did one of you guys say something about Heed's gonna go next game and something about Vegas? All I know is I heard some stuff about Vegas, and I went, "Are you guys nuts?"
No. I said it would. Braun will be eligible to come back off of IR. Vlasic is still day-to-day, we're not sure. So to have Heed and Ryan, who already have some chemistry with the Barracuda, who also had a little bit with it the last couple of games.
What were Heed and Ryan's minutes tonight?
16-ish. Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the things that I heard tonight when I was driving home. It was like, well, you know what? Heed and Ryan have put up some decent minutes. You're gonna put up decent minutes when you're up by 4 fucking goals.
That's what we said.
That's what we said.
Okay. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part.
We literally just said that right after.
That must have been right when I pulled into the garage, because I was like driving myself almost through the wall.
It was.
Like, what are you?
It was right when AJ started blaring on his horn at the cars around him. Damn it!
Oh, I'm telling you. Okay.
Heed and Ryan are getting too many minutes. Crash into every.
No, it wasn't that they were getting too many minutes. It was like it was really easy to explain the amount of minutes they got tonight. If this was a 2-1 game with
you can check the tape, AJ.
Minutes left, those asses are going to be stapled to the bench. We all know this.
Yeah.
Okay. Laurel, are you done, AJ? Done being irritated? I will never be done being irritated.
That's true. Very true.
I will say this
was running into Jamie Baker in the parking lot afterwards.
Nice.
Good dude. He's going to be on the show soon. I got him pot committed.
Excellent. We've been trying to get him for a bit, so that's awesome.
I can text him right now if you want.
We'll let him be. So if you missed anything or you want to watch this again, that's not the right.
I was going to say, what happened to Felix's cool graphic?
Where? Oh yeah, here I'll get Felix's
cool
cool
graphic. Saying. Oh Jesus Christ! Laurel invoked the angry tree.
No, that was on Periscope.
Kayla's not in the background tonight, and we all know she's the star of the show.
That's true.
Yeah, come here, bitch.
Oh, jeez.
Where's Kayla? Come on,
well,
Kayla.
rest in peace, the channel. It's going to be copy straight down.
No. She's 16 years old. What are you going to do? No wonder she's so angry.
Well, while you're searching for that graphic, I do just want to thank those of you who stopped by and said hello. Stopped me on the concourse, I should say, and said hello. And AJ, that's not a dig at you. I really wanted to meet up with you. It just didn't happen. Things happen.
Dude,
In fact, I was trying to meet
still
up.
Exist anymore? Or what's
I
going
was
on
trying
with
to. I don't know, but I was trying to meet up with AJ during first intermission, and I kept getting stopped on my way over there. But I appreciate that because it was awesome. The tweets and whatnot. Again, stop by, say hi. I'm usually pretty easy to find with the white turtleneck. There's only like 2 of us there, and the other guy's a douchebag. So say hi to me.
Wow. Oh,
He's really, the other guy really is mean, though. I'm serious. He's not a nice guy.
And with that, in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether you're iTunes.
Douchebags were brought up. Now I feel like I need to punch.
I know. I probably should have picked. I'll issue an apology later.
Well, this is going to go on for another 45 minutes.
No.
There was no. The one thing I do want to say tonight, the 2 things that I'm somewhat upset about. There were not nearly enough fans in the house tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
that was bad. There was a lot of Edmonton fans tonight, and I will say, for the exception of the 3, jerk offs that were in section, 120 whatever, just to the left of where the Zamboni comes out. Aside from them, the other Edmonton fans that I spoke with tonight, some of the nicest fans ever.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it was just 3 drunken, and that's the whole thing is you can't put the reputation of 3 jerk offs on an entire fan base.
Yeah.
So the rest of them, very cool.
I'll make sure to ruin it when I go to Vegas.
Yeah. Alex is going to Vegas for the game on Thursday.
Well, Alex, I hate to tell you this, but I am actually rooting for a Sharks loss on Thursday because because tonight I'm going to the Sharks game on Saturday, and tonight was win number 999 in franchise history. And
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of with Lacy on this one. I want to be there. I already have tickets for the game versus Ottawa, and they're not those ridiculous digital tickets. These are hard tickets that I have for Ottawa.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So I want to be able to like frame those hard tickets and say 1,000th franchise win.
Yeah. So with that, they're hoping for an overtime loss.
That's right.
So that way we get a point out of it.
Actually, I'm hoping for an overtime loss. Or even a shootout loss.
An overtime loss, and yet Erik Karlsson somehow ends up with 3 assists again.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely. All right. So in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com. You can also check out Felix's Hockey Takes or Growing the Game series. Of course, we do the show live after every Sharks game. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or check us out on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn. Of course, our SoundCloud. So check us out there. So packed house tonight. We want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat. Over 51 still watching. We thank over the 1,120 subscribers on hand. So with final thoughts or where the people can find you, we will start with Mr. Kevin Lacy.
Well, I am at Kevin Lacy 22, the man with the weird floating graphic. Still haven't figured that one out, but nevertheless, I like it. Again, thank you all for saying hello and just keep the activity going. I might be at the Barracuda game on Friday. In fact, the Barracuda do play tomorrow, and I still expect Jacob Middleton to be in the lineup for the Baby Sharks, given that just the who is on the roster currently versus who they could have. So, but anyway, thanks again for having me on Teal Town USA After Dark.
Thanks for joining us, Kevin. Yes, the CUDA play tomorrow and Friday and Sunday. So get out to the Shark Tank and support your San Jose Barracuda.
Because Ontario sucks.
They really do.
You hit your music cue better than the 5th goal tonight.
Ouch.
Yes. I'm sorry. I need to go check the other room and see if somebody swiped my iPad, because that's where all my sounds are, and they seem to have been stolen.
Mr. AJ Strong, your final thoughts and where the people can find you.
Okay, Rock, you put it up on Twitter. I got it for you. Your damned mystery puck, still sealed, by the way. You don't know how badly I want to crack the seal. On
Is it dilly
puck.
dilly?
I don't know. It's cracked. He hasn't cracked the seal.
I have to wait until Rocket Backhander returns her tiny little self back to California. Then we will find out. Then I will end up trading her my Chartier puck for her Erik Karlsson puck. Everybody knows where to find me. See you tomorrow. Pucknologist. See you tomorrow.
Yes, they'll be doing pucknologists. We will also have a jersey jargon for you once the All-Star jerseys.
What?
Yep, there'll be a jersey jargon once the All-Star jerseys are unveiled, and we'll dive into Jersey Watch for next season as well. Tim Moffat, what is up with Puck Guy's honorary captain 93-94? Actually, yes, I was.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I was just named a honorary captain for the team for that year, the first year they made the playoffs. Anyways, Alex,
hold on. Before we get any deeper, we know that the Sharks are going down to Vegas to play 2 games. Funny how the dad's trip coincides with that. Funny how that worked out. But just to let you guys know, Sharks versus Ottawa this Saturday, hockey night in Canada. Oh yeah, your favorite former Sharks bald color guy going to be in the house at the Tank this Saturday.
I didn't know Pete Stemkowski shaved his head.
Just Sam.
Wow. What about Chris Carlins?
Pete Stemkowski, not anybody's favorite by any stretch for any reason, unless you're trying to clear a buffet because there's a couple pieces of food left.
Man,
that's it.
Isn't the Ottawa game isn't it away?
Try
no, it's at home.
I'm definitely not going to Ottawa.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, why would Remenda be here?
Because previously it was either going to be Ottawa or Vegas, and I chose Vegas. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go to Ottawa because that game was all kinds of bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
No,
Alex, your final thoughts on where the people can find you.
You can find me at Al Martinet on Twitter. I'm free to chat there. If you see me roaming around Vegas and want to say hi, I'm free to do so. But yeah, great game. Touchdown is not bad in hockey. So can't say too many bad things about this game. Just looking forward to Thursday.
She's here, people.
There you go.
Can we do it now? She
is
here.
It's almost she's almost the sandstorm of this show.
Dude, it literally she is here. She's okay, she's caught on my cable. She is here, people. So
it's an after dark now.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, like I feel like when and if it happens, because she may be with us forever. We're not sure, but the woman is 16 years old. When she does pass, and hopefully it's another 16 years from now, we're gonna drop like 200 viewers.
No kidding.
Because of her. Because Kayla. Oh shit. Laura throwing down $5 because the Kayla cam was activated.
Wow. And Marty T saying, start the show over, but with the cat this time. It's Jesus. There she is, and he resubscribes. Oh, that's funny.
That's right. Kayla, you don't know the fan base that you have, sweetie. You don't know. She doesn't know.
Take that, Joe Pavelski. Yeah. So you can follow me on Twitter at
this just in, rival podcasts getting themselves their own cat bed in the background. Happening right now. Guarantee you.
Oh. I'm Puckguy14 on Twitter and the Instagram. We'll be back with you on Thursday night following Sharks and Vegas Golden Knights. Don't forget, like we mentioned, Pucknologist will be dropping sometime tomorrow, I guess, AJ?
That's what we're hoping for. It might be a solo show because I know one of the members of the show might be involved. One of the other members of the show, they might be on the way to California at that point. I'm not sure. We're trying to figure it out. But that's the way that's kind of going at this point. But hey, you don't have a Kayla, so I'm just saying, when you get your own Kayla, then you can talk. Until then, I'm just saying.
And we might be coercing potentially Hockey Jerk to talk jerseys on Jersey Jargon sometime in the afternoon tomorrow.
Rub a lamp.
So be on the lookout for that, and check us out on the Twitter and the Facebook. We'll mention that once we do have that. Other than that, thank you for watching. We appreciate everything. And until next time, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. We'll see you on Thursday night for sure.
Kayla.